Hello, welcome to Sunday News show there today. I was saying I'm making a show here early today and just the general news of what I normally go through. I'm not sure what to have on today. Bit of great people news probably, and I did a episode later early on for patrons. My other thing there, so just give them exclusive content. So. Now I was just gonna go through I have the Wicklow news in front of me here. Or it started here, what it says on the paper. It just says the Wicklow Times there. Uh, it just says concerns are growing in Greystones over a planned casino in the Harbour Marina with a license having been secured in December, allowing up to 50 gaming machines. During the meeting, Councillor Stephen Stoke advised those in attendance that the Cork County Council had rescinded Part 3 of the gaming lotteries for Carrigaline in 2012. Councillor Stokes told the Wicklow Times at the meeting it was great to see a strong turnout of several hundred people. There was a moving speech from a person that had experienced gaming addiction. There are general concerns in the community. As a public, we must listen carefully and act to the best interest of community. Councillor Soap last week voiced major concerns about the casino, which is located in the former Chippers Sweeney's. So that's the headlines there, and then there's don't discard, donate, pre-lined items. That's just enable Ireland launched its Spring Clean campaign for 2023. And on legal use of quad bikes, I'd seen three young men have pleaded guilty to the legal use of quad bikes in Wicklow Mountains. So I'm not going to read out the names, but it says the ranger stated that on the 23rd of January, he responded to reports from concerned members of the public that quad bikes were causing damage by the Wicklow Mountains near Slieve Mean Mountains. A new housing estate left without crestage, according to this. Councillor Derek Mitchell says that developers are leaving buildings till last and house buyers have to go elsewhere to get a place. That's a terrible situation there about housing. It's very expensive and all, and I don't know how people can afford it. I'm saying the housing debate is terrible, I think myself, and then it says charity dinner dance for Laurel Quinn. The community that long dedicated so much of her time to helping is now being called on to help her. So it's there. And then just an article there about palliative care, Harold Cross, Blackrock and Wicklow. An article there. And then it says over 600 people turn out to stand strong against domestic abuse. That was on in the seafront there. On the new bank holiday celebration St. Bridget's Day, over 600 people turned out in Bray to stand strong against domestic abuse by taking part in yoga and mindfulness sessions as a way to show solidarity with anyone subjected to domestic abuse. Organised by Alliance Insurance and Women's Aids, aims to become an annual key date in Ireland's culture calendar. It aims to education and empower people to combat domestic abuse, remove stigma surrounding it, and drive for zero tolerance while raising much needed funds for women's aids. And that's then. And then just says innovative new deliberated development. That's important there. There's an article there. It says the third minute Simon had visits the new Meadowgate housing development in Wicklow and praised the work of Beating Hearts, the local volunteer group which work as enabled to establish a vital equipment which is badly needed in the area to save people's lives, as I was saying there. Hollywood bus stop to be reinstated, and Deputy Matthews in Hollywood. O'Connor calls for public consultation for unused design centre in Bray. So that's there. And then Castlelane Quiz Night raises funds for Newcastle Community Funds. So that's that. And then, as I was saying there, the Wicklow News and the Great People, they've pretty similar stuff in the paper. And 1111 vacant social homes returned to active use. And Glendale Lock Visitor Centre recognised by US tourists. Just shows you pictures there of that. And I'm nearly through this paper here, and then it shows you is what's real and fake online. That was on the other paper actually. That's on the Bray People, and it shows you a picture of the competition winner Felix Doherty. Uh, Trend Micro provides support through education resources such as free internet safety for kids and family. Uh, the competition welcomed entire entrants from both primary and secondary schools. Uh, Entries for 2023 competition span 7 categories, including uh, individual Irish category, which commissioned entirely as Gaelic, with interesting and truly provoking shortcoming from all corners of the country, including Kerry, Tipperary, Dublin, Bray. It was teen Felix Doherty, 13, who attends John Scotus School, who scooped a category victory. The daunting task of choosing the category in England along with the competition overall win was down to a panel of excellent judges. So congratulations to that young man there for winning that. And I just thought I mentioned that. And then film at the courthouse, The Rose Maker. There's another film there. I'm making it. Courthouse gifted and horticulturist Eva Fernal honors for father by continued the family business, breeding roses that complete and shows cases all over uh, France, but a stubborn approach struggled to compare with the mass market production from her corporate rivals facing bankrupt. Avis Trust's assistant makes a last-ditch effort to turn things around by secretly hiring 3 new employees. So that's then about that, and that's film there in the making. Making Waves, Theatre Present, and Daryl Farrell releases new album and returns to Greystone's Hotspot. It shows you a picture of him there. He performs unaccompanied on Steve Gallant, Brays, and Muffy running dogs, representing a continued tradition of social singing and barking back to 2002, and his covered prize on an All Ireland champion singer. The Wedding Above England Great truly bears the fruits of everything Darrell Farrell has absorbed to date. And that's uh, that's the news there on that. And that's mainly all the news on the paper there. I can't see anything else, or that's number 3. It just says there, Skoda battery electric Enu Coupe arrives. Looks impressive. Skoda has arrived supply line problems, especially chip shortages over the last 3 years, and this coupled with excessive European demand has hit the delivery schedule for one of its models. Skoda's Irish dealers have been anxious to get their hands on the latest top end, and the original Skoda first fully electric Bilic was first revealed back in 2000, with Irish sales pre-booked online by way of a 1,000 deposit. 3 years on, with demand continues to outstrip supply, so early ordering it's strongly advised for the Coupe version. So if anyone else wants the opportunity in Wicklow to grow by 20%, according to that, BFOS recruitment. So I'll give you a good bit of news there of the Wicklow Times there. And I just thought I'd go now through, let me see, I'll go through the Irish Independent there for the Sunday news. Uh, uh, Coalition Row as Green wants fought. 2,000 a year electric credit to be laid until the end of the year. The Green Party will seek to block the introduction of a fourth 200 electric credit this summer in crucial talks on a new cost of living package for household independence can reveal. And then for me, Man United was liberation. Barcelona sporting director Jordan Cross reflects on his time at Old Trafford. And hefty wages paid to stars can be blamed for RTE money woes. I was doing a bit early on about the RTE salaries. I done a little thing there for patron people, and there isn't an opportunity moment for RTE to release its annual list of top 10. I was just looking, going, scrolling through them. RTE, top of these down, still the highest paid. So I can't really give excuses about the salaries or say anything good. I have been trying to get through to Joe Duffy, as I was saying there, about the salaries. They're really a disgrace. Nothing has been done from last year. Only a few little things taken off the salaries, but it's really a disgrace what they get, and no one is speaking up. Only me on my podcasts, and I hope people listen to them, and that's the way you do it. If you can say things on a podcast, it really is a powerful thing, powerful way to speak and get your views across. So I just thought I'd say what I'm saying and give my views on everything. So the RTE website, as I'm saying there, they won't have things on their website as much. It just says U.S. actress Raquel Welch dies at 82, and that's the entertainment news. Hollywood star of 1966, Fantastic Five, died at the age of 82. Her family has confirmed. Welch died following a brief illness. The legendary bombshell actress of the television and stars passed away peacefully. The 82-year-old actress burst into Hollywood in her initial role in 1 Million Years BC and Fantastic Voyage. Her career spanned over 50 years, starting in over 30 films and 50 television series. Welch leaves behind two children, Dermot Welch and her daughter, Tay Welch. Despite only having a few lines of dialogue as Lona in 1 Million Years BC, Welch caught the attention of viewers after donning her new famous bear skin bikini. In 1974, Welch scooped the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy for her role as Constance in The Three Musketeers. She was later nominated for a second time for her performance in 1987, Right to Die. Welch starred on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which was awarded in 1996. So I'd just like to say sorry for that. That's terrible news, and I hate it. So, and then there's more about Liam Brady's documentary. It was great stuff. I was just gonna go now through the sports section there, which I normally do. And let me see how I'm getting on. I'm getting on, seem to be getting on all right in the podcast there. So it just says Pep One's title race still holds lots of twists and turns. As I was saying there, that is as crucial matches plays. Cruise control for O'Sullivan to ease into last 16. He's playing his super stuff there. So the GEA section now, the fixtures coming up there. There's a few matches there to go through. As I was saying there, there's the match there now the next day. It's Wicklow and London. That's played on Saturday and it's played at 1 o'clock. And then Division Two match, Derry and Mead. That's on Saturday as well. And Known Beg. Prediction now. I'd give the match, Division 4 match to Wicklow there. I'm not sure how much because they're just barely maybe 1 or 2 points, if 3 points, 4 points. I don't know. Derry and Mead, Division 2. Give that to Mead. I'd say 2 points. Kerry and Mayo, that's played on Saturday as well, and that's played in McHale Park. I'd give my hasten bid to Kerry by 2 in that match. And then on Sunday, there's Fermanagh and Down. That's Division 3. I'd give that to Down by 5. They're playing well at the moment. Sligo and Waterford Division 4. I give that to Sligo by 4. They did beat Wicklow in the last match. And then Division 1, Roscommon and Armagh. I give that to Armagh by 1. So Monaghan and Donegal Division 1. I give that to Donegal by 3. And then Galway and Tyrone. There's nothing much between the two teams, and that's played in Tuam Division 1. I give that to Galway by 5. Yeah. Division 2, Clare and Kildare. That's in Cusack Park. I give that to. I think I'll give it to Clare by 2 points, which is a surprise. Division 2, Louth and Limerick. I'd give that to Louth by 4. Yes. And then Division 3, Tipperary and Antrim. I'd give that to Tipperary by 3. And that's played in Semple. And then Division 3, Westmeath and Offaly. I'd give that to Westmeath, I think, by 3. And then Cavan and Longford in Division 3 as well. I'd give that to Cavan by 5. They're playing good stuff as well. And then Division 4, which is Wicklow's division. If I was a down man, I'd give that Wexford and Leitrim. I'd give that to Leitrim. And that's played in Chadwick's Park. I'd give it to 3 points. And then Carlow and Laois. I'd give that to. Let me see. I'd give that to Laois by 3. And then there's another one, Division 2. Division 2 match. That's Cork and Dublin. I'd give that to Dublin by 5, which they are. They're playing very good stuff. And that's the predictions there in that match. So, as I was saying there's football matches on this week. I'm not sure about hurling, but that's then. I just thought I'd go through that. And then the soccer matches then. Let me see. As I was saying there, Wicklow and London match, it's going to be hard enough for them, as I was saying there, for the lads to. I hope they win anyway for Ushie McConville. I'd love to see Wicklow win that match and get back into it. They were disappointing their last day against Sligo, as I was saying, and just hope they can do it this week. So, and then the results. There's no results on this. Just the fixtures. This is the Premier Division in the Irish League. St Patrick's Athletic, that's and Derry City, that's on that match. And then Cork City and Bohemians, that's another match. Dundalk and UCD, and Shelbourne and Drogheda. So that's the Premier Division. And then First Division, the match there on this week. I hope Bray win there. Wexford and Waterford. They're played on Friday, and then Treaty United and Bray Wonders. I hope Bray win. They should win that. That's on Treaty. Is it away? And then Kerry and Cove Ramblers. They're the new team that's in the First Division. And then Finn Harps and Galway United. So Galway United should win that. They were playing good stuff there early on. So they're the matches then. And then the English League. That's the league I was going to check actually. I'm not sure. I was going to check that the league matches there before I go away from this podcast. Just says Aston Villa and Arsenal. The matches there. That's the big match there on Saturday at Villa Park, and that's on 12:30. And Nottingham Forest versus Manchester City, and that's on Saturday as well. And Wolverhampton Wanderers versus AFC Bournemouth, and that's on Brentford and versus Crystal Palace. That's on it. And Brighton Hove Albion and Fulham. That's another match. Chelsea and Southampton. That's another one there. It's on Saturday. Everton and Leeds United. It's another one. And then Newcastle United and Liverpool. That'd be interesting to see who wins that one. St James Park. I'll be giving updates maybe another podcast again. And then the tables are as follows on this Sunday thing. Manchester City have 51 points, Arsenal 51, Man United 46, and Newcastle. Man United have on 3. Newcastle United on 41. That's on fourth spot. And then the relegation zone, Bournemouth have 18 points and Southampton 15. So that's the latest news then on this. So it seemed that I could go on with this podcast a bit here today because I probably won't make any more podcasts. This is for Sunday, and J.K. Rowling says she never sets out to upset anyone. That's the entertainment move. And then Robson talks about there's a new Blackadder sketch I see on the thing. The Robinson talks about the new sketch that he's gonna be making there about Blackadder. Uh, Tony Robinson has addressed Rowan Atkin's absence from the forthcoming Blackadder return for comic relief. This happens to be a script for Baldrick, the 7-year-old actor, to reprise the role as the servant and sidekick for Atkins and Blackadder for the first time in nearly 25. Robson and Atkinson starred alongside each other in the sitcom. Asked on Radio 2 program on Wednesday if he thinks the sketch will incomplete without accent, Robson said no. This just happens to be a script for Baldrick. So he says it's just for him, the script there, and it's the way it is there. So I just thought I'd get in that bit about that, and there's a bit about everything on the news. Then uh, Bridget and James and Lucy enjoy Strong coming to big screen. So then I was just gonna go to the Sky News section here, and you normally give that latest there. It just says after Surgeon's shock resignation, the race to become the next SCP leader gets underway. I'm not sure now who's going to get it, but Nicola Borley had significant issues with alcohol and menopause struggles before vanishing police, and school building at risk to collapse must be fixed to avoid disaster. Dumbledore joins King Charles on special 50p coin in Harry Potter's team collection. There's new coins out, I see. I don't know how I'd be getting them. 5 candidates to become Scotland's next First Minister. I must look at them. Now, they're saying Keith Brown is current deputy leader, leaving in the role he has been since 2007. And the 60-year-long was, and then there's Kate Forbes. She's another one that could be in the running. And then and then Angus Robinson. He's there a good while. He lost his he's 53. He's in the running as well. And then there's Humes Yusuf. He's another one. So and then John Sweeney. He was he's in the running as well. So there's 5 there in the running there for that job. And then the world news. It just says spy balloons shot down over Kiev. Russia burning bodies round the clock to hide losses, war battles. And NATO focus is on heavy weapons and training for Ukraine, not sending fighter jets. War in Ukraine has wiped out half of Russia's model battle tanks, says experts in the thing. Rare footage shows daunting dives to Titanic after wreck discovered. It just says rare footage shows daunting dives after the 1985 discovery in Atlantic. The gravely black and white image showed the bow of the liner and some railing along one of its decks. Rare footage has been released. The video, most of this has been seen by the public before, was shot just months after explorers found the wreckage in 1984. More than 1,005 people died when the Titanic which was on its way from Southampton to New York during its maiden voyage, sank in the North Atlantic on the 15th of April 1912 after hitting an iceberg. The liner, the largest float of the time, its altered service was discovered by a team from the Woods Hole Orographic Institution and the French National Institution of Oceanography. During 11 dives in July 1986, footage was shot from a manned supervision and smaller operate version, able to maneuver through the tight spaces. Now, 80 minutes of uncut footage is being posted on the YouTube channel. The black and white gravy image show the bow of the liner and some line along a stack, among other aspects of the famous ship. So this is taken from Sky News thing. Ocean Robert Belloff said first thing he saw when he descended 200 miles under the sea was a great wall of Revenden steel. He adds, I never looked down the Titanic, I looked up at the Titanic. It was pretty daunting. There was no human flesh or bones left, but Mr. Bonnet saw shoes, including footwear of football's feet, a mother and baby. So I just thought I'd read out a bit about that. It's interesting stuff. That's on the Sky News thing. That's on the World News. The latest thing there. So and then 6 days in Turkey, three lives saved. British volunteer reflects on Russian mission. So that's the latest news on that. So I'm well into that. So I just give you before I leave here on my Sunday thing, on my Sunday daily thing. As I was saying there, I went through the Gaelic, the predictions there, and they'd be well out on Sunday. So even though I'm recording this before the time, I'll be giving you an update on that. So I just thought you'd enjoy that. So as I was saying, I was just going to go quick through what it says about the sports thing on the Bray people here. Just so it just says Wicklow. That's the Wicklow towns there. That's the let me see. Just says about Bray Wonders. I was going to read you a bit about sports here. The waiting game is over. Bray Wonders will begin the 2003 League of Ireland campaign. Ian Ryan's arrival as head coach has been a wave of optimism engulfed in the club. County club will travel with Damien Craven and captain Damon Webs. Supporters have organised a bus to Market Field. League titles and playoff will be won or lost. Bray squad in 2020 looks considered better than the 2020 effort. With 30 games 36 games, it's a long season. If Bray can somehow outpunch the full team, he will be a general. But realistic ambitions would be to battle it out for one of the higher playoff spots. Enjoy the journey, it says. And Wilson sees off Leonard for Chala Leonard for assistant secretary. It just says Paul Wilson has been elected as Assistant Secretary of Wicklow GEA following a close contest with Eddie Leonard as St. Patrick on Monday night. Eddie Leonard actually went for it. Oh, so that would have been the position became open following the resignation of Akram's Dennis Mangan and two club names by clubs of Wilson and Leonard. After a tense vote, the Hollywood man was elected by 34 votes to 24 with three spoiled votes. So that's the news there on that. So and then you can say more about the hurling game really. Mastodon deserves as try and push Wicklow all the way. It says Little released the trigger. The Wicklow wall stood fall, short saved, and the final whistle sounded. Wicklow got there by the proper skin of their teeth, and it just says Dermot Maston. He says 6 points. He had a super game according to the paper. Mikey Lee, Andy O'Brien is point. Christian Morehouse 2 points. Shawnee Germain 1 point. And Porter O'Toole 1 point. So David the thing, and it was Conor McNally brought off a super save at the expense of 64. It just shows you a couple of pictures then of that. So the score was Wicklow 15 points, Tyrone 12 points, and it just says then the hurlers need to be clinical. Wicklow hurling manager Casey O'Brien is happy to get the win over Tyrone. Patrick Doyle was playing really well and got a bad knock. The panel showed its strength. Owen McCormick is injured. Danny Sonder had to cry off. Brian Carney, Martin Trent, and Jack Doyle are all injured. Shawnee Jimenez, Sam Dowell all came in and out of the shoulder to the wheel and got us over the line. So it was good. They won. So that's pretty. I just thought I'd go through the sports, and then the ladies team, Wicklow fall short. The ladies team was Division Two. Wicklow 8 points. Limerick 3-6. So Limerick won that match, and I just thought I'd mention that. We live, learn, and move on. Win finds the positive. Gavin Wynn, who was the manager in there, and I just thought I'd go through that anyway. I go through the bit of there. There's and on the front paper there, Garda first cut by 26 in last decade. That's in the uh, Wexford Wicklow Garda Division gets new chief superintendent, and Wicklow sings is back. So that's there. That's then. I went through mostly some of the paper, as I was saying there, it's the same as Wicklow Times, which I read out earlier on. So I'm not gonna. I just thought that. So I had a slightly longer podcast today, so I'm gonna finish it now. The reason I done that was I probably won't have another one, so I made it longer. So I hope you enjoyed my podcast today, and uh, so I'll be back probably next week someday. So it's the longest podcast. So thanks for listening, and goodbye. Thanks.